Hey everyone, Tegan here from Plaid Couch. A little bit of a different video today. With it just being myself, we were having some technical difficulties, mainly on my end of things. But I thought it would be interesting to do kind of a Q&A type session. So I Googled and searched some common questions that people ask YouTubers or people who do YouTube. I feel weird calling myself a YouTuber because we don't make any money doing this. Um, but I thought I'd kind of give you some insight, at least into my thinking. This could be something we come back around to, and I ask the other members of Plaid Couch this, or they can upload their own Q&As to this with either the same questions or similar questions, just so you can kind of get to know us a little bit better and understand our thinking. The first question I have pulled up is what inspired me to start making videos, and this goes way back to when I was a little kid. Um, the movie Raiders of the Lost Ark, which is Indiana Jones. Uh, First time ever watching that movie, that is what inspired me to look into film production and how movies are made and all that, and that just kind of grew and grew and grew. And then I ended up going to college for um, a year studying film production. The reason I didn't go through with that is because if I got a degree, it would have either led to me working in New York or California or as a professor of film production, and those just weren't career paths I was interested in. I love the writing aspect of things, the creativity. So I utilized what I learned from there and uh, wanted to use that for my own personal use over moving and having the small potential of making it big out there. Um, but of course, YouTube was booming when I was in high school, so um, seeing all those channels grow, Smosh, Rooster Teeth, Rhett and Link, and so on and so forth, seeing all those channels grow and then monetization becoming a thing, seeing that YouTube could become a viable career option, um, I knew I wanted to make sure I was utilizing the skills I had, and that also kind of pushed me into the film production aspect because all these smaller groups were able to fund their own projects and make these amazing things. So I saw that as a logical avenue to go. I ended up getting my degree in business administration, but the filming aspect and creativity always stuck with me even after switching my major over. And then again, Smosh and Rooster Teeth. I've talked about this on our podcast from time to time. Those were the ones that really inspired me. Smosh, as of late, has been a great resource to watch. Love what they've been doing, and it's just felt so much more comfortable than during their Defy days. And I'm excited to see what Rooster Teeth will be doing here shortly, with Bernie and Ashley running that again. What software do you use to make videos and thumbnails? So for our video editing, we use PowerDirector Pro 365. It's about a $70-$80 subscription a year. You can have a free version, but you can't export videos. So if you want to at least try it out, I highly recommend it. It gets the job done on what we need to do. I'm not doing the fanciest edits. And then same with our Photoshop software. We use GIMP. And I can put the link for both things in the description down below. GIMP is a free editing tool. takes a little bit of getting used to, but that's like any software. So just be careful. It can be finicky at times, but it's a free alternative um, if you're trying to be budget friendly, which we consciously are being. All four members of Plaid Couch have bills to pay, other things to do besides spend all of our money on YouTube. So, but those are the two programs we use. How long do I spend editing videos? Some videos are nice and easy to where I can spend about 2 hours on it. Others, I may spend upwards to 8 to 12 hours on, just depending on how much footage we have, how much time I can put into it. We all work full-time jobs outside of YouTube, so sometimes it just depends on how much I'm at the office working, trying to live a life outside of work and YouTube as well, trying to balance everything. So it's usually 2 to 8 hours, but sometimes more. But that's usually a rough range. What do my friends / family think of the channel? The ones who have watched, they've messaged me throughout the last year of Plaid Couch and have pointed out how much more comfortable we've gotten. My brother, who's been on the channel a few times, he's thrown out some ideas here and there, and I love the brutal honesty. I am all for constructive criticism. That's how we grow and get better. And he's not afraid to let me hear it. He knows I am looking to make this as great as it can be. He knows that Jaylene, Matthew, and Burgai are trying to make this as great as it can be. So he will gladly let us hear it. But my other family members and all that, some of them don't know. They have an idea of what Plaid Couch is, but they're not really into YouTube, so they just think it's a podcast or something like that, which, it's fair. But most know it's just a hobby right now, so they don't know what to think. They don't really care what to think, and I can't blame them. But they like that it's a creative outlet. Would we ever collaborate with other YouTubers? Absolutely. Just like if sponsors ever come into play, we always want to be conscious about who we work with and what we work with. Will I say we will bat 100%? Absolutely not. What we know about people is just based on what they present on the internet. What we know about companies is what they try to present on the internet. So we will use our best judgment when collaborating with people. But it is absolutely something we'd love to do. If you have any ideas on people or any thoughts on who you would like to see us collaborate with, please leave a comment down below. I am open to any and all suggestions. But clearly we are such a small channel right now that, it doesn't make sense for us to reach out to bigger YouTubers and saying, hey, do we have an opportunity for you? They would look at that and put it in the spam folder where it belongs. So we know it will probably be a while before we collaborate, but it is something we do look forward to in the future. What is my guilty pleasure on YouTube? It's lore videos. So like video game lore videos. Like right now I've been listening to a lot of stuff about the Dead by Daylight characters and the entity and all that stuff. I've never played Dead by Daylight in my life, but that stuff's been really captivating to me and really interesting. I don't think I'd ever play that game. I don't think I'd be good at it. But just hearing all that lore and stuff behind it that on the surface level you may not see is very interesting to me. And I usually prefer longer form videos because I either listen to them while doing stuff around the house, while working, while playing video games. So instead of having to listen to a bunch of 8 to 10 minute clips, I usually like longer form videos. How do I balance my real job and YouTube? Poorly. Um, again, going back to the podcast, I've said before, we all work 40 plus hours a week. And then YouTube on top of that, trying to get videos recorded, videos edited, and everything in between there can be very tricky. My actual job will always come over YouTube just because they're the ones paying my bills. Until YouTube becomes a viable option, then that's a different story. But my real job is the priority over this. I love doing YouTube, and I do try my best to get as much done as I can throughout the week. But sometimes it's getting everything done in one day and sacrificing some sleep. So that's how I balance things. Again, very poorly. But hopefully one day I do have a coherent schedule that I can do throughout both and balance better. How do you plan on growing your YouTube channel? Very slowly, as you can tell. Our YouTube strategy by no means is the go-to. I am at least of the belief that we are doing the YouTube strategy of hitting a lot of different areas, seeing what sticks, what we like doing, what we don't like doing, and then constantly evolving from there. I like YouTube channels that do the same thing day after day, week after week, but that is not something I would find interesting to do myself. I like changing things up, exploring different avenues. That's why we have some gameplay videos, some written content, some improvised content, some things in between. And we're all constantly pitching ideas, seeing what we would find interesting. So I understand that's not the best way to grow a YouTube channel, but I do believe it is a great way for people to find different parts of our content and then hopefully watch other videos and find things that they do like. Do I think everyone will like every single video we do? Absolutely not, but hopefully they find enough to where they want to stick around and keep watching us, because we do try to be our genuine selves throughout each and every video and try to make ourselves and the audience laugh along with us. Next is, do you plan your content in advance? Yes, for the most part. Some days it's we have plans. Maybe our scheduling ends up getting messed up, or someone last second can't make it, so we're thinking of different YouTube ideas. One I will bring up is our first Try Not to Cringe video with Matthew and I. That was just one of those days where our schedules weren't lining up, and I just said, if anyone's free, hop in the Discord around this time. I have an idea for a video, and that's what he and I did. Did I think we'd get to cringe content that early on? No, but we both had fun. It's something we've gone back to from time to time, and we'll probably go back to it again. But sometimes the best ideas happen weeks in advance. Sometimes it's the day of. So we're always open to ideas for other things like the Ask Me Anythings, the Mario Party Leagues. We do try to plan those out in advance on filming and releasing, just because that is filmed at my house. So trying to work everyone's schedules around that. And we are working on trying to film more of those at once just to make everyone's lives a little easier, because again, we are very busy outside of Plaid Couch as well. Do you write scripts or improvise? We mainly improvise for our videos. And then a lot of the scripted stuff, I just have outlines for things, and then I improvise on top of that. The ones I will bring up are the 2 Nice Guy Reddit videos that released this year with the skits at the end. I had those ideas down, so I jotted down some script ideas, and then I just kind of went off that and went with what felt natural, and then recorded those by myself in my house, setting up the camera and then making sure everything was set up. So I am looking forward to doing more scripted content, like the movie maintenance, and things like that. But I also just love improvising and riffing off each other, because we all have that great chemistry and it's just so natural between us. This next one: if I could be in any movie or TV show, what would I choose? My friends have heard me say this before. I don't know if it's ever made it into a Plaid Couch video, but I know there's talks of a live action Hercules being made. I am throwing my hat in the ring. I will post on my own personal TikTok my screen reads or self tapes, just for Disney to see those and reject me. So Disney, if you want a YouTuber with 60 some subscribers to play Hercules, I'm your guy. Do you ever get burnt out? Absolutely. It's very easy to get burnt out doing this. There are some days where it's just, I don't want to work on the video. I just want to relax. It's a long day at work. Maybe I'm just burnt out from thinking about all the different ideas and plans. And that happens. It's completely natural, but it goes into the next question: how do I stay motivated / handle creative blocks? There's 2 different ways I go about this. One is that I just continue working. If I keep typing, keep writing, something will come to me. I've started to work on multiple different scripts or ideas at the same time. So if I get a block on one, maybe that opens up an idea for another script. So I just go between those. Sometimes I will take my dog Gizmo for walks, and we'll sit on a park bench or something and just kind of relax out there, and that helps me clear my mind as well. So it's just finding different ways to clear your mind and focus on what you're truly after. I do want this channel to grow, so that's what motivates me. Improving my craft and skills, that's another thing that motivates me to keep going. I want to make sure that I'm putting myself and my friends in a good place to where we can succeed. So I am constantly pushing my limits and seeing what I can do to continue to improve the situation around me. What do I hope Plaid Couch becomes? I honestly hope it's a place and a community where people can go, they can laugh together, enjoy life together, get along. I am someone who wants a positive community, whether that's our work environment, whether that's the YouTube community itself, or the community who watches us. I just want it to stay a positive place, and right now I see a lot of that, and I hope that continues to grow. I know, again, we will not be the perfect place, or perfect community, but I want to continue to promote and show the positive aspects of the community that we are trying to grow. And I do appreciate every single person who is watching and following along as we do grow. I hope you stick along for the ride, and we'll kind of see where we go from here. Um, yeah, this is a bit of a different video. If you have more questions or things you would like me to answer, I try to be an open book as much as possible. I am a very introverted person, um, so I don't always think of the questions asked, but if people ask questions, I gladly answer them. So if there's something you want to know about me, about Plaid Couch, about any of the other members of Plaid Couch, please leave a comment below, and we may circle back to this someday in the future. So, if I didn't answer any questions to your liking, too fucking bad. But thank you all for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell. I'll see you all next time. Bye, everybody. I'm gonna take